The first crane in San Rafael in the year 2026. Connection and community. For all your insurance needs. I wonder if they cover bankruptcy. Just the usual traffic coming off the freeway at the end of the day. A block and a half further down is where the 17-story place is going to go. It's got its own label. Mill Creek. Curious what Mill Creek is, huh? All right. 2 blocks down from Mill Creek's development is Irwin Plaza, 700 Irwin, where the 17-story building has been approved. As you can see, it's right at the freeway off-ramp, hiding behind the school bus here. We got lots of school buses. I guess it's school time here, central San Rafael. The center of traffic. As everybody knows, one of the busiest intersections in San Rafael, or Marin County perhaps. So 2 blocks down on Irwin Street, we have the 17-story. Then 2 blocks further to the west, we have another 8-story. Another 3 blocks, and then you'll have the 24-story. Interesting. But not to worry, huh? Lots of prime housing going in. Wow. Well,
I think it's Scott Wiener.
it's a.
Yeah, we know. You don't
do
need
know?
to explain this. We
Oh,
know.
good for you.
We
God. Yeah, no, I just decided to try to stand out here and
I really
engage
appreciate you
people
doing that.
and
That's
talking
great.
because I don't think it's gotten. I've seen people out here
Most
over
people
the
don't know.
years who
Most
are
people don't know.
promoting it.
You
Too
can't
much-
even
too
go
much up-
outside in LA.
Yeah, too much upzoning.
That's unbelievable.
And,
I was down
weird
in
housing.
LA, and
Yeah.
they're still
No, it's
they're
a zombie
dealing with it
apocalypse.
too. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, this is LA. You want to make it twice as worse?
Yeah.
It already was a,
I don't
you
know how
know,
you-
like, are you
yeah.
crazy?
No, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so ugly. I'm so pissed off.
When I look at the California state constitution, which actually says that no individual body, you cannot just hand off your control of your local government to any other entity. It says it more or less in clear English that you can't do this, and yet everything is declared to be now a builder's remedy. You just hand it over to the developers, and they're going to make your decisions for you.
They definitely
That's
have your best
unconstitutional.
decision. They have best intentions at heart, you know? All those people that want to make billions of dollars.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do
They
know.
definitely-
They've already.
They think about you every day.
Big real
I
estate.
know.
They wake up and they're like, how can I make that neighbor's life better?
Oh God! And one of the reasons I have a TV show Mondays on Cable 26.
Oh, yeah?
That I'm trying to put back together. It's kind of been on a
I want to take a good photo so I can give it to them.
hiatus. California time. So
Look
it's
at you.
cool.
It's a
Organized.
different thing. Maybe.
California Times, Guy Myers.
Okay. Okay.
MEYER. No S.
Guy Myers.
MEYER. And hi there.
I don't know.
Not.
Who for?
Yeah, you look at the housing already
a good
available.
idea.
That's not even rented out.
I want you to live in that housing when it's built, not in a private house.
For you.
With all your dogs and children
Yeah.
and husbands.
Yeah. No, it's like I don't
Like
know.
everybody suggests this bullshit for someone else. They don't
Yeah.
want to live in this
Exactly.
garbage.
It's like, do you
It's
have
like-
a name?
Oh
Can
my
I
God.
speak to
And they
this
never-
person
they
who's
never think
planning
it'll
to
happen
move
to
in
them.
there?
It's all about like all this affordable housing is such a fucking money laundering machine for so long. It's such a scam.
Oh my God, you guys are smart.
I mean,
Pay attention.
isn't it obvious? Look at all this bullshit that they did
here's
for the
the
last
problem.
20 years.
Big real estate makes a lot of money, and guess who donates the most to the politicians? Big real estate. Right?
And it
been
doesn't
going
matter
on for
liberals,
50 years.
Republicans,
If
it's
you-
all the same thing.
If it's just, well, why should it ever end?
It's just like
After
it's-
all, you can just keep building skyward. Why not? I mean,
And the saddest part, every time any politician in California comes to office, that's what they do. Every time. That's why the Richmond just ousted their supervisor for exact same shit.
and people say, "Oh, Marin County is racist." You
Yeah.
know, this is our water supply.
Racist
look-
is the best excuse to shut anyone up in California. That's how they do it. Like, if you don't agree with me, you're racist. What is it about?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, we've been to some meetings for upzoning, and basically they have a town hall, but they've already decided what they're going to do, and now they're just selling it to you. They don't want to hear what you have to say.
It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. We will find you.
Yeah, we'll look you up.
And then there's a 24 story, you know. Have you heard about that one? That's already being permitted.
What are they, a
They're-
bunch of retards? People are so
Yeah, and you know, it's like supposedly 20% of it is affordable housing.
That's no such
affordable, right? The median income, $100,000 a year, and that means
people vote for these idiots to make these decisions, you know? People don't change their votes.
that
We're going to be having more of this
they
shit.
do not think, they do not have the courage to be.
I'm bummed out, but, you know, because I've lived here for 35 years, and this is not Marin. This is not Marin.
I took this.
But they get it shoved down our throats, you know?
Trying to tell people, you know, and this is our reservoirs. We don't have Hetch Hetchy. We don't have East Bay mud.
Yeah.
We have our own reservoirs that come to the edge of, you know, just. And I don't think we're the minority actually. I think that local minority's pushing this.
Yeah,
they're the minority.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're just waving their, and the
virtue
crowd
signals
is just, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But anyhow,
Well, people are easily manipulated and brainwashed because, you know, it just makes it's dumbfounding for me
yeah.
to watch the people make the decisions that they do and think it's okay, and then they wonder why things are falling apart.
This is a 17-story skyscraper. They want a 24-story, and there's like 5 or 6, 8 stories that are supposedly going in, and it's too much. Traffic is going to be crazy. It's
Well, affordable housing is a scam anyway, because then what? 100,000 more people come to California, and then they want. Well, it's not affordable. I want affordable housing too. Everybody wants affordable housing, but I think we got enough of this.
Anyways.
We don't have the infrastructure for this.
yeah, the infrastructure and the traffic, as you mentioned. Anyways,
Yeah,
cheers.
I'm with you.
Thanks, folks.
Good luck.
All right, ciao. Oh, well.
Are you doing well?
I'm doing well enough. Doggone it.
Enough to get through the day.
Yeah. It's like soapbox time.
Yeah.
Get me to talk about, the local housing issues in here. Wow. These guys are cool. Look at this guy with the glasses. Anyhow, yeah. So how are you doing there, Gene? What do you think? Here's our 17-story. Now there's a 24-story in the. You heard about that one too, huh?
No.
Just when I thought this was going to be the most ultimate thing, they put a permit up for a 24-story one, right at the corner of 4th and A, right across from the 24. So this is 17. I don't even think it gives the full impact from that angle, but you have to look up.
Oh, it gives the impact, all right, because anybody who lives here knows what that's going to be doing.
Yeah, just amazing to me. It's just like, I don't know. I'm trying to adjust psychically to the issues, and so I won't blow a fuse or somehow accept this happening to Marin or to California, and it's a challenge. I'm not sure. I think there's still things that need to be done. Things that need to be done or could be done. Oopsie daisy. They were laid out. Everything was, lots were devised. It was scaled.
Is this to sign something against that big old building? And
I do not have a sign up. I want to.
Okay.
I think that.
Sorry to interrupt you.
I'm saying I'm against it.
Okay,
and
but there's nothing to sign or anything. I'm against it
I need to
too.
do it. I think that if we had enough signatures just to show, I was thinking this, to let these developers and the people who want to move in here, that
We need housing, but that's not the answer.
not at all, it doesn't serve
That's not the
anybody
answer.
but litigate it.
To be
That you have to be forced,
Yeah.
to be told that you are required, that you have to do this,
Right.
that your environmental quality, whatever, of your community is not allowed to be considered.
Yeah.
It's against the
It's
state
like, why
constitution.
don't they put that in Mill Valley, for God's sakes? They would never allow that,
Well, the thing of it is that
I mean, it's like,
they
let's dump it in San Rafael.
might, as I was telling people in San Anselmo, this 17-story, not that they're going to do a 17-story in Mill Valley or San Anselmo.
No, but I mean, why are they putting it, I mean,
a developer could come into Mill Valley or San Anselmo and say, well, practically speaking, like I said, they wouldn't do 17. They would just do a 7-story like Fairfax.
Right.
We want a 7-story in Mill Valley, a 7-story in San Anselmo. After all, you have to fulfill these requirements, and there's no. It's insane.
There's no aesthetic plan.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't belong in a town.
No, out of the
Even
road.
in Marin,
Don't just
you
cross
can
the
have smaller units. And who's gonna really be able to afford it?
This is supposedly, of course, 80% is going to be market rate. This project is being duplicated. There's now a 24 one. This is the newest 24-story at 4th and A, right across from the 8-story, where that commercial building is that just sits there. Maybe looks
4th and
mostly
A.
vacant.
The big white building?
It's
4th and
across from the Bank of Marin, kitty corner from Pink Owl, kitty corner from Pink Owl.
It's on the corner right
They
there. and
want
it's been empty.
they want to turn that into a 24-story. That's the latest.
Yeah.
That's what got me out here. I saw this last week and I said, oh my.
That seems too big for.
Well, again, when you have 80% at market rate, even to me, an 8-story, is this solving the problem? Is there some greater method of engagement of our community that if you really want affordable housing, that just find a way? Feelings on it? What's your thought?
I think that the whole thing is a fucking scam.
It is.
When you look at the whole structure, I've been railing on this for like 2 years. Scott Wiener, Newsom, all of them in the pocket of the developers. They passed all that housing legislation. It's a circular thing where they came in and covered behind themselves where they can't even be sued. And then the Attorney General is the one who only he can advocate of how the cases are going to go. It's a scam.
It's unbelievable, actually.
It really
is. It never would have.
You guys recording something?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you guys recording something?
I am, actually. The camera is on. Yeah, destroy local communities' abilities. You know, basically, to me, the unconstitutional Santa Sumo's appeal specifically states violation of the state constitution, violation of the federal constitution. They wouldn't be doing this if they felt that, well, geez, the Republicans might take it. They feel like they have such total control that they don't have to worry about anybody else's, you know, like what if somebody else, you know what I'm saying? If there was somebody who disagreed who had the same kind of draconian ideas of how to improve or fix the world by taking away local powers.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you just look at the legislation, and you look at the people who are behind the legislation,
Right.
you look at Scott Wiener. Scott Wiener has collected more money from the real estate industry than any political person in the state, right? So what you can do is draw a map starting in San Diego up to La Jolla, all the way through Orange County, all the way up through Santa Monica, sweep into Beverly Hills and Bel Air, back up through Malibu, all the way up to Marin County.
Yeah.
Right? Do you draw that map?
Yeah.
Okay. And then look at all this legislation and all this home building that they're doing, they're railroading through. That's where it's all at. Because all those units are worth $1 million or more. Ask them what they're doing in Stockton. Ask them what they're doing in Fresno. Ask them what they're doing in Redding. They're doing zero.
And you know how they've justified that, of course? It's offense, but 2 doors down there, socialists. We have to fight the rich. We have to fight the racist. We have to, you know, this is unfair. You know, we're going to create a just world.
Yeah. Which is called a race to the bottom. It's called
A race to the bottom. Yeah, you seem like you're pretty knowledgeable about this stuff. You've got.
Well, I'm a hedge fund manager, so
God.
I pay a lot of attention to local issues. I pay a lot of attention from the economic perspective.
Yeah.
And this is just madness. It's absolute madness. And what is, you know, just so maddening about it is that I've been telling people about this for 3 years because this is not overnight. And people just are like, they're like, what, you know, what's on Netflix tonight? What are we having for dinner? They just haven't cared. But just on the conversation over here, it's like boiled, you know, it's the classic boiled frog.
Boiled frog, yeah.
People are in the pot and they're slowly turning up the temperature. And now suddenly people are realizing, holy shit, I need to jump out of the pot. Too late. Because all these laws are, you know, they're
in now.
Yeah. And so we need, I believe, a constitutional amendment to overturn some of these laws. That's how entrenched they built it. And you know they built it all quietly, right?
All in the last 5 years, basically.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Most people don't know about any of this because part of the process was building it quietly. Because they knew if they built it,
Logan, no touch.
I'm 100 is
because they knew if they built it in a way that would be obvious to everyone, they'd get fights the whole way. So they built it quietly, and here we are.
Yeah. No, it's
But this is insane.
They have a they have a they have this 8-year cycle, RENA requirements, regional housing needs allocation requirements for every, to me, which is just insane right off the bat, that you are being quote required to build X amount, that any town would have to take these orders from some bureaucrats in Sacramento to tell you.
Well, the problem with that is the underlying data that they use is erroneous.
Yeah.
They had a population ramp of this, and so they calculated how many of these homes needed to be built. But the actual population in the state of California is like this. But they kept the thresholds of what needed to be built above. So the thresholds alone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But this stuff's all in action, and they want to build all these homes. And again, start in La Jolla, come all the way to the end of Marin County, and then Fresno, Stockton, some trivial shit. But it's all because all these units are worth $1 million or more. This whole thing is developer driven. And the developers are funding politicians like Scott Wiener, Gavin Newsom, sorry. And
Past, people are not paying attention. And when it happened at the state level, nobody paid attention.
It's a blindness right now. It goes along with the vote early concept and don't pay attention to any of the real issues. You're in good hands and don't have to worry about it because we know what we're doing. To me, taking away our democracy, you're destroying our ecology, and you're the progressive movement? Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Like, whatever happened? Like, where did that happen?
I understand that they were trying to put one in at Seminary, Strawberry, that area.
Yeah.
They're suing. So,
It all, up and down the corridor, and then down by Richardson Bay, there's one, and there's a 7-story thing in Sausalito that's being planned, and it's a fellow who was just standing here talking to me. He was saying that,
Are there any town hall meetings about it?
there needs to be. I keep thinking I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to rent the Masonic Hall, and I will,
They still have to have town hall meetings about it, or maybe they already did.
Well, they've, like here, the town of San Anselmo, when their appeal cites that it was a violation of the state constitution and a violation of the First Amendment of the federal constitution. No redress of grievances. It's like the second, I think it's the First Amendment, I'm not even sure. But these towns, all of these towns, they sent their appeals in. You have to build 833 units.
Yeah.
Well, we've got fire, we've got evacuation notice, we've got zoning, and every one of them was just slapped down, wouldn't even listen to. They even offered, we'll bring it down to 600 units instead of 80. So there was no redress of grievance. It was not allowed. You had no. And then the state constitution basically says that written in 1860, that says that the people do not give authority to running their government or their town to any other local entity, any other entity at all, besides the people and the government. And the laws clearly say that there's something called builder's remedy, that it's all in the hands of developers now, which again is just violation of the Constitution. I don't know, it should be like some emergency injunction and just
$30 worth.
walk all this stuff.
Yeah, that's not at all farmers markets.
You got city stuff,
but it's not a lot.
Go down and
Have the power to decide zoning, to decide how much development is going in or not. And what many people are seeing, and I'm seeing, is this complete money grab. This is a 17-story skyscraper. I call it a skyscraper. I think that fits the description. It's right at the corner of Irwin and the freeway off-ramp. Right there is where this is going to go up. and they permitted a 24-story at 4th and A. 2 blocks away from this, by the transit center, is an 8-story.
The locals, all the time.
I mean, the governments, you mean?
On behalf of the locals. Locals demand this, locals demand that. So there are always deficiencies, like all the budgets. So the way I look at it, a bunch of the old hippies are demanding that other people pay for what they want, and they're not coming up with their fair share. So we need people like this to build housing to generate tax revenue, because you've got, they're playing the Prop 13th play, so no one's paying any property tax out here, even though the houses are appreciated tremendously. If there's not more people living in San Rafael, there's nobody to go to any of the stores or restaurants. A bunch of 80-year-olds live here, and they're not paying any money. They're not spending any money. So I don't understand. What do you think it's going to look like if they don't let more housing here?
Well, one thing, the 80-year-olds are not going to be 80-year-olds in 10 years or 20 years. They're going to be gone. And they're going to be replaced. There's going to be a turnover.
By who?
By the next generation younger generation.
Don't they want these kind of houses? They don't want old hippie housing. They want that housing.
They can get those houses in San Francisco. They can go to Oakland. They don't need.
Why not here?
Why not here?
This is what it reminds me, frankly, growing up.
Yeah.
I understand the locals want to keep it the way it is. They don't want new people coming in.
It's not new people. It's about an urban environment. The traffic is a nightmare already.
It sounds like they're right by the freeway. That's as urbanly efficient as they can. We should widen the roads.
Well, you do know that whole area around the transit
we
center.
should widen the roads.
What roads? All roads?
Yeah, well, Marinda.
4th Street?
Yeah.
2nd Street?
Well, like we eliminate bike lanes, stuff like that. Because they're not really used by very many people. And people who park on the side of the street because they don't, they have 3 cars, all this crap.
Is this like an original idea of yours to widen the roads? I've heard somebody else say that. Now I'm thinking, is this something brand new?
Here's the deal.
Like
You live in other places. Like that's what other places do. Marin thinks they have the right to not spend on infrastructure. Widen the roads and do very blind because people have to pay for it. They don't want to pay for it.
When you want to widen a road, you want to just give me a road in particular, besides a highway that you want to widen? Sir Francis Drake?
Any road.
Any road.
How do other places do it?
There are houses on those roads.
How do other cities do it?
Cities become cities. Fremont, San Francisco, they are cities.
I think we have to make it hospitable to attract young people to spend money here. So you're making them feel uncomfortable to move here. I think you should be welcoming them because they're paying the bills. You're living off their income.
I came here like a lot of young people came here in the 70s.
Right.
If
they would have kicked you out, if they would have kicked you out because they didn't want you here,
because I didn't come here to build skyscrapers. But I came here to love this and be part of this community.
You're not though. You're the opposition. You're keeping young people from moving here.
Young people, if they want to live here, really they can.
No, you're making it as uncomfortable and as expensive as you can physically do it.
Do you think that everybody should just have the right to live? That we should just build houses for everybody?
Anybody should have the right to try to stop it like you do.
I think every community should have the right. Now look here, for instance.
Who's paying for all your
right. Who's gonna?
Why is housing so expensive here? Like if you rent it.
Do you know what this is?
I don't know.
This is the reservoirs. Where do you think water comes from?